This is good. Oh my God! Yo, this is busting, but ain't nothing busting more than you guys. I keep telling you, 10 likes, and you go and you hit the 10 likes. So we gonna up the ante. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like 50 of y'all watching, right? So let's say about 15 likes. 15 likes, 24 hours. You get a video in a week, guaranteed. Overtime, no sleep, grinding for you. Also, subscribe. 60% of y'all who watching not sub. So go do that. But you know, we finna hop into the video. I love you guys. Peace. We start part 9 with an Ambu ninja in a rabbit's mask in a dark room surrounded by lions. The only light coming into the room is from his bow staff, which is engulfed in flames. As the lion attacks, he easily dodges and destroys the lion, then turns into ink. Suddenly, a bird swoops down from behind him, but it's destroyed before anyone even notices the Ambu ninja move. The ninja then looks to his right, grabs a kunai, which he also engulfs in flame, and throws him with full force. Suddenly, a ninja jumps out the darkness towards him, and before they can clash, the room is lit up by torches and a voice tells them to stop. Danzo walks into the room and tells the masked ninja that his little friend has returned. The ninja takes off his mask and we see Deku with a very serious face. He looks at Danzo and then his serious face turns into a smile and he thanks Sai for the match. Sai remarks that the crybaby has gotten a lot better in the past 2.5 years and he's at least able to defend himself now. Danzo tells Deku he can leave as they agreed upon throughout their training, but Deku has to remember their deal. Deku says he knows that he can't tell anyone about his training and that he couldn't even if he wanted to, putting out his tongue, showing the seal that Danzo put on it. Danzo tells him to remember that he also owes him a favor. Deku tells him that he remembers and he runs off to find Naruto. As he leaves, Danzo thinks that he wished he would have been able to train Deku while he was younger so he could truly mold him into the perfect asset. But having him indebted to him is at least enough for now. When Deku leaves the building, you start to see him hopping around the village with amazing speed searching for Naruto. When he finally finds him, he sees that he's with Kakashi and Sakura and he actually overhears them talking about him. Naruto asks if anyone's seen him and Sakura tells him that at first she assumed that he was with Naruto. Kakashi chimes in saying that he has an idea where he might be, and before Kakashi can finish his thought, Deku taps him on his shoulder, telling the group hi. Kakashi jumps back, wondering how long Deku had been there and how he was able to get so close to him without his presence being known. Naruto and Sakura, on the other hand, are just both excited and jump on him. Sakura asks Deku where he's been for the past 2 years, and Deku just says he's sorry, but he can't tell them. He then looks at Naruto and says that he did keep his promise though. Naruto tells him that he expected nothing less from his rival and says that he kept his promise as well. The group talks for a while about how much they've changed over the past 2 years and starts to wonder how much better they've become as ninjas too. Kakashi interrupts them, showing them the 2 bells and says that he has a perfect test to see how much they've grown. When the test starts, it's pretty much the same, as Naruto attacks before Kakashi can go and shows a lot of improvement, being able to get behind Kakashi with a Shadow Clone Jutsu. Kakashi then vanishes as he starts to match, and as the group is searching for him, Sakura punches the ground, destroying it into pieces, impressing everyone. Deku even wonders if he would have been able to match this level of strength with his chakra control, noting that Sakura's training with Tsunade has greatly improved her, saying she's a completely different mission from the last time he's seen her fight. Kakashi then looks at Deku and asks if he plans to wait until it's too late to join this fight again. Deku smiles and then he just suddenly vanishes. He appears behind Kakashi without making a sound and starts to form hand signs and a dome surround Kakashi. Tsunade and Jiraiya, who are watching from afar, note that Deku's movements have grown and his ability to form hand signs have drastically improved in speed. Kakashi tells Deku that his training sure has paid off and that as far as speed goes, that Deku's almost as fast as him. Kakashi says that it's his turn now and he starts to use his Sharingan and the real fight begins. During the fight, Deku tells Naruto and Sakura to get Kakashi in an area surrounded by trees and that he has a plan, and they both agree. After two pursue Kakashi, they get him into a good area and then suddenly start to keep their distance. Kakashi wonders why they stopped and notices that he hasn't seen or felt Deku's presence in a while. Suddenly, the area is surrounded in smoke, blocking Kakashi's vision. Deku then starts to bounce around the trees, reminiscent of how Haku moves with his jutsu. Kakashi tells him that's a good plan to block his Sharingan's vision, but that he can still tell where Deku is based off the movement of the smoke. He then dodges what he thinks is Deku, who is blitzing him from the front. What Kakashi didn't know is that what he dodged was Deku's bow staff. Kakashi jumps back, and once he lands on the ground, Deku pulls him under. The smoke clears, and Deku and the others see that what he actually got a hold of was just a clone, and Kakashi's gone. At this point, the rest of the fight plays out the same, with the group forcing Kakashi to close his eyes and ears or having make-out paradise spoiled for him. After the test is over though, Deku, Sakura, and Naruto spend the rest of the day just catching up. The next day, Team 7 meets with Tsunade and they get their first mission since the time skip. Naruto complains that he doesn't want to do this mission, and before they can officially get it, a message comes in telling Tsunade that Gaara had been captured by a member of the Akatsuki. Tsunade then tells them that their mission will be put on hold and that Team 7 is given a new mission to go to the Hidden Sand Village and assist them with anything that they need, and then to report back. Before they leave, Jiraiya meets them at the exit, and he tells Naruto to be careful since the Akatsuki is after him too. Naruto refuses, saying that he's going to meet them on his own terms, and then Jiraiya pulls Deku over and asks him to keep this knucklehead in line. Deku says that he didn't do all of his training for nothing and that he'll make sure that Naruto doesn't get in too much trouble. The group leaves, and as the group heads towards the Hidden Sand Village, Sakura brings up Itachi and how she's been learning more about the Akatsuki, Sasuke, and Orochimaru as a whole. Deku says he's also been learning more about the Akatsuki and that he won't let them harm anyone that he cares about again. Nothing changes until Team 7 runs into Itachi. Before that, they go to the Hidden Sand Village and Sakura heals Kankuro and makes 3 antidotes for the poison that she just extracted. They also have Chiyo, one of the elders of the village, join them as they go after Gaara. When they do meet Itachi, Deku immediately makes a mud wall and he tells everyone not to look into his eyes. He says that the best way of fighting anyone with a Sharingan is to look at their feet and judge what they're doing based off of their body movement. He tells the group that he thinks that Naruto and him should attack from the front and that Kakashi should attempt to get behind him given that he's the most experienced. He tells Sakura to stay back with Chiyo in case they need medical attention. Kakashi's impressed on how quickly he was able to analyze the situation and tells him that that would normally be the best plan, but that he'll take the front line this time and for Deku and Naruto to support him. As the fight starts, Deku realizes that he's oddly calm. He thought that he would be more nervous the next time he encountered Itachi or any member of the Akatsuki for that matter. As Kakashi tells him to get ready, Naruto is put into a genjutsu and Deku is quickly able to cancel it out, telling Naruto to stay on his toes. Kakashi then tells him to watch closely as he starts his fight with Itachi. They realize that Kakashi was using his shadow clone to fight, and that's the reason that Itachi wasn't able to put him under a genjutsu. It ends similarly with Naruto hitting Itachi with a Rasengan, but this time Deku also slams him between 2 walls of earth. After the fight, they realized they weren't going against the real Itachi and that it was actually one of the Sand Village ninjas being controlled. As the group continues forward, they finally meet up with Guy and his team, but they're stopped at a barrier. It's a 5 seal barrier and Guy says that his team is faster, so they'll go to the seals. Deku thinks that the only ones quicker than him here are probably Guy, Lee, and Kakashi, but he'll go along with the plan anyway. Once the seal is down, Team 7 finds Deidara and Sasori with a dead Gaara's body behind them. As Deidara leaves with Gaara's body, Naruto and Kakashi go after him, leaving Deku, Sakura, and Chiyo to deal with Sasori. Chiyo tells Deku and Sakura not to worry because she's there and asks them to come closer to her. As they get closer, she then explains that she'll be able to control their movement with chakra strings. Sakura agrees, but Deku on the other hand tells her that he'll be fine. Chio tells him that he doesn't understand who he's up against, and if he thinks he'll be okay, he must not understand that a single scratch in this fight equals death. Deku then smiles and tells her that he'll just make sure he doesn't get scratched and that he wants her to just focus on keeping Sakura safe. As the fight starts, Sasori attacks with a barrage of needles. Surprising to Sasori though, they all are able to dodge his attacks. He doesn't really understand how. Deku then uses a mud wall jutsu to block Sasori's vision and Sakura punches through the wall. Sasori attacks thinking this trick is too simple and would never work, but before he can finish striking with his tail, is forced to stop moving and Sakura destroys his puppet. The real Sasori then reveals himself and states that he figured out that Chio must have been controlling the two ninjas and that the kunai that she threw at him before the fight actually started had chakra strings attached to it as well, and that's why his tail suddenly stopped moving. Chio states that he's halfway correct and that she has been moving Sakura, but that the boy is just that impressive. Sasori then reveals his favorite puppet, which is the third Kazekage, and says that if he's that impressive, he has to focus on taking Deku out first. The third Kazekage's attacks are even faster than Sasori's previous ones, and Deku is barely able to dodge. Sakura then yells at Deku, telling him to have Chio help him as well. Deku says he needs to learn how to protect himself and those around him, and that this would be the perfect training that he needs. He then grabs his bow staff off of his back and hardens it with his earth chakra, giving it a black aura around it. He's then able to destroy the arms that are coming at him from the puppet by spinning his bow staff around full force. As the fight goes on, Deku dodges and destroys all the attacks that are thrown at him. He thinks to himself that he'll never be able to win if he stays on the defensive, but so far there's been no openings for him. While this is going on, Chio summons two puppies named Mother and Father. She then uses these puppies in combination with wires and it starts to quickly cut through the third Kazekage puppet. When this happens, it turns the tide of the battle as it gives Deku room to move in. He puts chakra into his legs and he blitzes towards Sasori's real body. Sasori is able to predict this and he moves his puppet in to protect him, but then Deku quickly jumps above it and he throws down his bow staff, which is now surrounded by fire. Sasori is impressed by Deku's control over his chakra and has to block the attack. But while he's looking up at the bow staff, Sakura comes in and she smashes the puppet into pieces. Sasori jumps back and he stares at them, saying that he hasn't had to handle anything himself in a long time, revealing that he's actually a human puppet. He then starts on the offensive and is noticeably faster than he was before. Deku tells Sakura to back him up and he tries to get in closer. Sakura yells at Deku again, telling him that he's being too rash and that he needs to fall back. She reminds Deku that all of Sasori's attacks have poison on them, and Deku looks back at Sakura and smiles. Sasori then tells Deku that if he thinks he can turn his eyes away from him, that he's too cocky, and he shoots his stinger at him. Deku moves but is unable to fully dodge the attack and it scratches him on his side. But he is able to catch the coil of the stinger and he pulls Sasori in closer to him. He then forms his earth armor around him and he rounds his body through Sasori, breaking him into pieces. Deku then quickly jumps back and he asks Sakura to heal him because he's feeling like he's about to pass out. Sakura yells at Deku with tears falling down her eyes for being so rash, and she hands him an antidote that she made earlier. Deku tells her that he doesn't need the antidote because, like he promised, he wasn't actually scratched, but that the attack did knock off some of his armor. He then explains that the whole time he's been fighting, he's actually had his earth armor up over his torso and his legs, and that's why the attacks actually didn't harm him. But before Sakura is able to heal him, Chio quickly summons 10 puppies and tells the two ninjas that the fight isn't over yet. Sasori suddenly has 100 puppies summoned and he's ready to attack, and the final battle begins. Unfortunately for Deku, he's barely able to move during this final battle, and Sakura and Chio tell him that he's done enough and just to stay back and focus on staying alive for now. After hearing this, Deku was frustrated and wondered what all of his training truly was for if he still can't even protect himself in moments like this. As Deku sits back watching Chio and Sakura fight their heart out, he notices that one of Sasori's puppets are sneaking behind Chio. He tries to move, but he lacks the strength to, so he grabs a kunai from his side and he starts to put the last of his chakra into it until it's surrounded by wind that's moving at an amazing speed. He then throws it full force at the puppet before passing out. Unbeknownst to Deku, the puppet he was attacking was actually Sasori, and he happened to be able to hit him in his vital spot. Sasori didn't even know the attack was coming. He was so focused on finishing off Chio, but before he could actually make the final strike, the kunai flies through him. Because of the force in the wind chakra surrounding the kunai, it actually continued to fly through him, and Sakura barely gets there in time to move Chio out the way, and the kunai flies into the ground where Chio was.
Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to remember to hit the like button and subscribe. I really want to hit 200 subscribers by the end of March at the latest, but let's try to get there as fast as possible. And if you watch the whole video, you might as well subscribe because you obviously liked it enough. You know how I mean? You know how I mean. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you hopefully in a week. Peace.